what Poor Farm, UFOs, and ghosts have in common? Well, they're all unique experiences that can be found in the McMenamins hotels in Oregon. Now, these hotels don't just break the mold, they recreate it. And I'm sure you'll take my word for it, as our first property used to be a poor farm and is now a popular weekend destination. Now, historically, being sent to the poorhouse was a last resort, but today, it's a rustic vacation resort, like right here at the Edgefield. Located 20 minutes east of Portland, it's considered a National Historic Landmark, and it's where the poor were sent for decades to pay off their debts.
Edgefield has a great history, long one too. It opened in 1911 as the Multnomah County Poor Farm, and it remained a poor farm through the Depression.
People lost their money in the Great Depression, had no other place to go because they were kicked out of their homes, so they came to the Edgefield, where they worked off their debts in exchange for a place to stay.
You literally are walking down the hall and the walls are talking to you. They're telling you the history of the place.
Just trying to fit in. Most of the rooms here don't even look like hotel rooms. You feel like you're staying in someone's spare bedroom or maybe a guest house at a dairy farm. And if you look around, there's an air of nostalgia here, from the curtains to this great rug to this wonderful couch that looks something like in my grandma's house. The Edgefield features a distillery and 4 bars, as well as 4 acres of vineyards.
The vineyard you see as you pull in is our estate bottled Pinot Gris. Every year we design a new label for that particular vintage of wine.
Jeff, what is this creation? I feel like I'm in a sci-fi flick.
Isn't this great?
I love it. Does it work?
Be careful, you never know what you might do when you turn one of those pipes. Well, we try to stay true to the nature of our property, being the old poor farm. We try to grow as much vegetables here as we possibly can and use them in the Black Rabbit restaurant. There's a little story about when the owners first came out here, they were actually walking the property and they saw this little black rabbit come out from between some bushes. And at that point, they came up with the name for the Black Rabbit restaurant.
Okay.
And we're gonna brown them up.
Unlike a poor farm, I promise you won't have to cook your own food. And these beautiful artistic dishes are far from humble. And believe it or not, the Edgefield even has its own 18-hole golf course that feels more like you're playing in Scotland than Oregon. And that's the Edgefield. Once a poorhouse and now a rich experience and a great getaway. And here's one more perk. They let you take your drink with you anywhere on the entire property. So I'm headed back to the winery for a refill.